These are pictures just 100 kilometres northwest of Hobart. It's in the Styx Valley. It's a very gorgeous part of the world and very ancient. The forests there contain the world's tallest flowering plants.
Yeah, they're soaring to a height of 100 metres and they're huge. Tasmania's eucalypts, they're among the tallest trees in the world, and one photographer, well, they decided to go on an epic journey to capture them like never before in these amazing pictures. His story is actually featuring in this month's edition of Australian Geographic, and Steve Pearce is joining us from Hobart this morning. Steve, good morning to you. How amazing are these trees?
Very much amazing as you can get.
Because it's great, when you do think of tall trees, you don't think of Hobart, you think of California and the big reds, but you really did photograph them in their entirety, which was a lot harder than it sounds, wasn't it?
Well, it's a very difficult task, and I think the major reason why Australians don't really know that we have the tallest flowering trees in the world, 100 metres high, is because they're very, very difficult to see. The rainforest which surrounds these trees is very thick, and so you can't see them from a distance. And once you're at the base of these trees, you just see the bottom branches. So our entire project was based around creating this one image that is distortion-free from top to bottom.
Oh, one of the trees you chose to capture is famously known as Gandalf's Staff. What's so special about that tree?
Gandalf's Staff is a magnificent individual in this greater species of tree, Eucalyptus regnans. It itself is a massive column. It's a huge column of wood that reaches 84 metres into the sky, and it's just a very iconic individual for a number of historical reasons.
It took you 67 days, over 12,000 images to actually do it, and this image was the final result. What made it so hard, and how did you actually go about the process?
Well, what made it so hard is, well, Tasmania has a little bit of a reputation for having difficult weather, and that was certainly something we encountered during our expedition. How we did it? We are tree climbers by nature. We shot lines up into the top of these trees, climbed right to the very top. We strung a line between two of these major trees, 80-metre high trees, at a 60-metre gap. We had a line going between, and we raised and lowered a set of cameras in that vertical space between the forest to create that image. It was really quite an amazing task, and we did have a fantastic crew of volunteers and helper. Tom Watson, Yoav Daniel Barnes, Dan Haley, Steve Harwin and Sam Wood. Scientists, tree climbers and professional arborists all helped us out.
Sam Wood, very good.
Now, one of the things that always amazes me about our native trees is the fact that bushfires in the long term can actually often benefit them. Can you talk us through how that process works?
Well, Eucalyptus regnans in particular, other eucalypts aren't the same, but Eucalyptus regnans can grow to these huge heights, mostly simply because it doesn't burn. It's very highly adapted to fire. It's designed to ignite and burn in a huge blaze of glory, and all the seeds that it's holding up in its canopy will then rain down into the ash bed and grow in that clear space. So Eucalyptus regnans in particular needs fire to complete its life cycle. However, if it doesn't burn, the old trees, after many, many hundreds of years, will eventually fall down, and because of the thick rainforest that surrounds them, their seeds won't be able to germinate. There's too much shade, there's not enough light to basically start that germination. So it's really quite a paradox, really, of evolution.
Yeah, they're remarkable, aren't they? And Steve, this is all part of the project that you've started up, your tree project. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the tree project is something that I created with my wife, Dr. Jen Sanger, who's an epiphyte ecologist working at the University of Tasmania. We've done a project in New Zealand very, very similar to this, and Tasmania. And our major goal, our only goal really, is to let Australians know that we have the world's tallest flowering plant and to try and foster a national pride in that fact. Australians love big things, big banana, big pineapple, even a big mango. Why not a big tree? It's an amazing thing. And these trees are alive, they're breathing, they have an environment. And we just want to get people out there enjoying it and to basically have a national pride.
Good passion.
It's easy to have pride when you see amazing pictures like those. Steve Pearce in Hobart, thank you for joining us this morning. Now let's get the